Walk up to your car right now, open the door, and really look at what is in there. Not a quick glance. Actually look. The dashboard is faded and dusty, with a gray film across the top that no amount of wiping seems to permanently remove. The seat fabric has rings from old coffee cups, a grease smear near the center console that has been there so long you stopped seeing it, and a faint smell that is not quite dirty but is definitely not clean. The door panels have a thin, oily residue along the armrests, where thousands of arms have rested over thousands of miles. And somewhere on your leather, if you have it, there is a crack beginning at a stress point that you keep meaning to address before it splits completely open. This is what a car interior looks like when nobody told you the truth about how to maintain it. Professional detailing shops will quote you between $200 and $500 to restore what you are looking at right now. And here is what they will not tell you when they hand you that estimate. The formula doing the work inside that detailing bay costs less than $1. The active chemistry is sitting in your kitchen right now. And the reason this is not common knowledge has nothing to do with whether it works and everything to do with whether it can be sold back to you at a $300 markup. This is the story of what happened to the knowledge your great-grandparents used to keep their vehicles spotless, how an entire industry was built on burying it, and exactly how to get it back today. But here is what nobody tells you first, and it matters more than the formula itself. To understand why this information disappeared, you have to understand where it came from and how completely it once dominated everyday life before anyone had a reason to replace it. When Henry Ford began delivering Model T automobiles to American families in 1908, there was no such thing as a professional detailer. There was no dedicated interior cleaning product on any shelf anywhere in the country because nobody had thought to manufacture one yet. What existed was a tin bucket, warm water, and baking soda, the same compound that Belgian chemist Ernest Solvay had figured out how to mass produce from salt, limestone, and ammonia in the 1860s, making it so inexpensive that within a generation it was in nearly every household in the industrialized world. The earliest automobile owners cleaned their cloth seats and painted metal panels the same way they cleaned everything else in their lives. Baking soda dissolved in warm water for scrubbing surfaces, white vinegar diluted with water for dissolving grease, odor, and mineral buildup. A domestic science manual published by Cornell University in 1912 listed these two compounds as the primary recommended cleaning agents for automobile upholstery. One page of instructions. No specialized products, no professional training, no certification required. American car owners maintained pristine interiors for 4 decades using pantry staples and cotton rags because the chemistry was already correct and nobody had invented a reason to complicate it. And then something changed, and the change was not scientific. In 1952, the first dedicated car wash franchise opened in Los Angeles. The concept spread. Interior detailing separated itself from exterior washing and declared itself a specialized trade. By the mid-1960s, auto parts store shelves were filling with bottles carrying bold scientific language, bright graphics, and ingredient lists in font so small you needed reading glasses, specialized leather conditioner, professional-grade vinyl protectant, high-performance fabric shampoo, laboratory-developed plastic restorer. Each surface in your car suddenly required its own dedicated product at its own price point. The chemistry inside those bottles had not fundamentally advanced beyond what Solvay perfected in the 19th century, but the packaging had changed everything about how people perceived it. Here is the part that should genuinely shift how you look at every bottle on that auto parts shelf. The primary active ingredient in almost every commercial interior cleaner is a surfactant. A surfactant is a molecule with one end that bonds to water and one end that bonds to oil and dirt, allowing them to be lifted away from a surface and rinsed off. That mechanism has been understood since the 1800s. Dish soap uses surfactants. Baking soda dissolved in warm water creates a mild alkaline solution that functions as a surfactant. White vinegar is a dilute acetic acid solution that dissolves grease, organic residue, and mineral deposits on contact without scratching polymer surfaces. These are not primitive approximations of commercial products. They are the same fundamental chemistry inside a different container. And if you look at the material safety data sheets on most commercial interior cleaners, the ingredient list reads water, isopropyl alcohol, a surfactant compound, fragrance, and preservatives. Every single one of those ingredients is available at any dollar store or pharmacy. The price difference between the raw chemicals and the retail product averages somewhere between 800 and 1200% markup. That is not pricing based on efficacy. That is pricing based on perception. But this is where it gets more interesting, because the industry did not just raise prices. It actively engineered a psychology of professional necessity around something that requires no professional at all. If you are feeling what this channel is built for right now, that specific feeling of realizing the gap between what you were told and what is actually true, then you already know what Secrets of Japanese Cars exists to do. Subscribe and like this video if you want to keep seeing what gets left out of the official story, because this channel exists for exactly the viewer who just felt that shift. In 1989, the International Car Wash Association published an internal white paper recommending that consumer messaging in the auto care category move away from household DIY framing and toward professional certification language. The explicit goal was to create psychological distance between what a consumer might do at home and what a professional provides. Words like dealer approved, scientifically formulated, and professional grade began appearing on bottles sold in the same aisle as baking soda. Detailing shops displayed framed certificates on their walls. Technicians wore branded uniforms. The goal was not to deliver a better clean. The goal was to make the customer believe the process was too technically complex and too chemically risky to attempt at home, and it worked for decades. The residential automotive detailing market in the United States is currently valued at over $15 billion annually, a market that essentially did not exist before the mid-20th century and was built almost entirely on the perception that professional intervention was necessary for something a kitchen pantry handles completely. Now here is what the surface chemistry is actually doing when your interior gets dirty, and understanding this changes how you clean it forever. Your dashboard is not just getting dusty. The plastic it is made from contains chemical compounds called plasticizers, substances embedded in the polymer during manufacturing to keep it flexible rather than brittle. Over time and under heat, those plasticizers slowly migrate toward the surface. The result is that thin, slightly oily film you can sometimes feel when you run your hand across a sun-heated dashboard. Ultraviolet light from the sun then oxidizes and hardens that exposed layer, turning it gray, chalky, and eventually prone to cracking. Most commercial dashboard restorers work by applying a fresh layer of synthetic compound on top of that oxidized surface, which creates an instant shine that wears off within a few weeks and leaves behind a silicone residue that actually attracts dust faster than an untreated surface. Research from European surface engineering institutions has confirmed that silicone-based coatings on polymer panels increase particulate adhesion significantly within the first 30 days of application. Your dashboard gets dirtier faster after most professional treatments precisely because of what was applied to it. What white vinegar does is different. The acetic acid in vinegar dissolves the oxidized crust sitting on the dashboard surface without scratching or damaging the polymer underneath. It does not add a new layer on top. It removes what should not be there. What olive oil then does is penetrate the surface and temporarily replace some of what the plastic has lost, restoring a degree of natural flexibility and a clean matte finish that does not attract dust the way silicone does. This is not a permanent structural fix. It is a maintenance step that actually works with the material rather than masking it, and it costs pennies per application. The same logic applies to your seats. On fabric, baking soda functions as a dry absorbent that pulls embedded odor molecules and loose particulate out of the fiber matrix when left to sit and then vacuumed away. On leather, the vinegar dissolves the accumulated body oils and surface grime that dull the finish, while olive oil conditions the hide and prevents it from drying out and cracking at stress points. This is not improvisation. This is the functional chemistry that people used on leather upholstery in carriages, saddles, and furniture for generations before anyone manufactured a dedicated automotive leather conditioner to replace it. Here is exactly how to do this today. Take a clean spray bottle and fill it with 1 cup of warm water. Add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 1 tablespoon of baking soda slowly because the combination will fizz briefly as the acid and base interact. Let it settle, then cap the bottle. This is your all-purpose interior cleaner. Spray it onto a microfiber cloth, never directly onto the surface, and wipe your dashboard in straight passes following the grain of the texture. You will see the grime transferring to the cloth in real time. Flip to a clean section of the cloth after each panel. For leather seats, mix 1 teaspoon of olive oil with 2 teaspoons of white vinegar in a small dish. Apply with a soft cotton cloth using gentle circular motions across one section at a time and buff lightly when finished. The surface will look restored rather than coated. For fabric seats, spread dry baking soda across the upholstery and let it sit for 15 minutes before vacuuming thoroughly. For any stain that has been sitting long enough to bond to the fiber, apply the vinegar solution directly, wait 5 minutes, and blot firmly with a dry cloth. Do not rub, blot. Rubbing pushes the stain deeper into the weave. The entire process costs under $2 for a full interior pass on any vehicle, regardless of size. A detailing appointment for the same result costs between $200 and $500 and often includes a silicone treatment that will accelerate dust accumulation before your next visit. The gap between those two outcomes is not chemistry, it is information. What changed between your great-grandparents cleaning their automobiles with a bucket and a box of baking soda and you booking a $300 appointment every few months is not the cleaning problem itself. The grease, the dust, the leather, the fabric, and the plastic are all the same materials responding to the same chemistry they always have. What changed is that an industry grew up around the idea that this was too complex for an ordinary person to manage alone. And once that idea took root, it generated the labels, the certifications, the specialized bottles, the branded uniforms, and the $15 billion annual market built on maintaining it. None of that complexity was ever in the chemistry. All of it was in the marketing. The knowledge that kept cars clean for the first half of the 20th century did not become obsolete. It became inconvenient for the people selling the alternative. It is still correct. It still works. It costs the same dollar it always cost. And your car interior, the one you looked at when you opened the door a few minutes ago, can look the way it did when it left the factory using ingredients that were in your kitchen before you pressed play on this video. That is not a secret the detailing industry invented a product to replace. That is a fact they invented an industry to make you forget.